is USF Jeopardy! Welcome to part 2 of our TDS USF Jeopardy round. If you already tuned into part 1, you'll see what the new school contestants have done. Now let's see what the old school contestants can do. Ryan, take it from here.
Thank you, Vito. Happy to be back here hosting round 2 of our preliminary Daily Stampede USF Jeopardy. Today, as we talked about last time, we are doing the new school round and the old school round. The new school round, we talked mostly, the questions were mostly revolving around the Taggart Era onward. Now, with the old school round, anything's on the board, just as it will be like in the championship game, which will come from the winner of the new school bracket, which was Nate Bond, the winner of the old school bracket, which we will find out now. I say bracket, it's truly just one game, and the highest earning second place finisher. So without further ado, let's meet today's contestants. First up, we have Colin Sherwin. Colin, how are you doing today?
I'm well, Alex.
You think you got a good shot in today's competition?
Probably not. I think Jamie's probably the chalk here. He tends to nerd out to these things, and he has a slightly better memory for the minutia of the program than I do. I think I drank that away in my late 20s and early 30s.
All right. How about our next contestant, Ken DeSells? Ken, how are you feeling today? You think you got a good shot at this one?
I feel good about second place.
And that's all you need, as long as second place is more than negative $200, which is what second place finisher Will Turner earned.
If you don't ring in the whole game.
Yeah.
I'm in good shape.
We have our third contestant, who is being dubbed the presumptive favorite, Jamie DeVrent.
No pressure.
You think you are the favorite tonight? And if so, what's your strategy?
I don't know. When I was watching the first game, I started blanking, especially on some of the more recent questions. So that might be my blind spot, because USF has been so painful and irritating to watch the last 2 or 3 years that I haven't been watching quite as much as I was before that.
There's no doubt about that. So without further ado, let's go through the categories. Our first category is Bulls in the NFL. Pretty self-explanatory there. Second category, the War on I-4, all about games between USF and Central Florida. Our third category,
Storming the Predators from the 90s. But okay.
Third category, Big East foes. All of the questions deal with a team that USF played in the Big East Conference. Then our next category, marquee wins. All details on some of USF's
marquee wins.
True, there haven't been many true marquee wins for USF football, but some of the more impressive wins will be featured in that category. And then our last category, and potentially the most important in my opinion, receivers of the 2000s. So those
I'm sure had too much fun writing that category.
Yes, those will presumably be about receivers from the mid-2000s. So
he said presumably, so who knows?
Yeah, who can say?
We did have a controversy in the first game where Ryan considered a tight end a receiver. So
I said receiving yards, not receivers, in fairness.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I did get the Final Jeopardy question slightly off. So, I deserve all the, hate mail that I get. So at any rate, let's start off. Ken, as the newest addition to the Daily Stampede Slack, why don't you lead us off on the board?
All right. I want receivers for the mid-2000s for 200.
All right. He threw for a touchdown, ran for a few touchdowns, and caught many touchdowns, but he is most famous for something he did not do.
Colin Sherwin.
Who is Omari Jackson?
That is correct. And what did he not do, Colin?
He did not push off.
Absolutely. Bonus points if I could.
I'll take Big East foes for 800.
All right. In USF's first meeting with this team, Maikon Banani had a potential game-winning field goal blocked with a minute to go, and USF surrendered a touchdown on the very next play.
Jamie.
Who is Temple?
Correct.
Who is Temple?
Let's go War on I-4 for 1,000.
For 1,000. All right. There have been 11 War on I-4 football games. At least one team was ranked in this many of them.
Jamie.
What is 5?
That is correct. Great job. That was quick.
That was my guess.
Yeah, last 3 years, then 2007, 2008. All right, Marquis wins 800.
It looked like the clock might have struck midnight for the Bulls against Auburn in 2007 before his late fourth quarter kickoff return put them close to field goal range with under 3 minutes to go.
Jamie.
I wrote about this. Who is Jerome Murphy?
Correct.
The most underrated, unappreciated play in USF history.
It truly is.
Receivers of the mid-2000s, 600.
600. A 4-year contributor for USF, his biggest splash was made in the CFL, where he has over 10,000 career receiving yards.
Ken.
Who is S.J. Green?
Correct. Great start, guys. Ken, you've got control of the board.
I'll take Bulls in the NFL for 600.
At 4.37 seconds, he ran the fastest 40 time at the NFL Combine of any USF player.
Jamie.
Who is Kayvon Webster?
Very close, but not correct.
Ken.
Oh,
Was it MBS?
Yes, Marquez Valdez-Scantling.
Why is it that like all of these questions I'm fully aware of?
Because you're not playing the game, so you're not thinking. You're not under the pressure.
All right, Ken.
Marquis wins for 600.
100. Down 20-10 at halftime. The Bulls scored 24 unanswered points in the second half, but still needed a late interception and famous last-second field goal to knock off this top 15 opponent.
Jamie.
who is Kansas?
Correct. Shout out to Kansas being a top 15 program.
Big East foes, 600.
600. And that is our first of 2 daily doubles in this round. How much you want to bet?
Oh, yeah. We
Do it. Do it.
2,000.
2,000. All right. The
Ooh.
Bulls' largest margin of defeat in a Big East game came against this opponent.
Who is Rutgers?
That is unfortunately correct.
2008.
That is the year. And
31
nearly topped it in 2009.
No, it's 49-16. They lost by more than 31 points. But all right. Receivers mid 2000s, 1,000.
All right. He has the honor of catching Matt Grothy's first touchdown pass, which gave USF a lead they would not surrender against McNeese State.
I think I know this, but I don't want to ring in.
Same.
All right. No one on that one?
Oh,
The answer is
Ian Randolph?
Marcus Edwards.
Okay.
I was wrong.
It was Marcus Shaw.
All right. Jamie, you're still up, I believe.
Warren I-4, 800.
800. You've gotten our second daily double.
Wait, there's 2 daily doubles in the first round. This is shenanigans.
Yes. All right.
I will bet 3,400.
3,400. He scored the last second touchdown in 2016 that UCF players and coaches took offense to.
Who is? Oh, I know what play it was. I don't know. Was it Marlon Mack?
Oh.
Fortunately, it was Dearness Johnson.
I knew it was one of the running backs. I
no,
couldn't remember which one it
Jamie.
was.
Ooh.
All right. Still got a,
1,200.
tight competition here.
All right. Big East foes, 1,000.
1,000. Okay. Matt Grothy's first conference win was a 38-16 romp over this opponent.
Jamie.
Who is UConn?
Correct. And right back up.
Marquis wins 1,000.
Kayvon Webster gets the credit, but he forced the goal line fumble that Webster returned for a length of the field touchdown against Notre Dame.
Colin.
Forced it.
Oh.
I thought you were going to say who did he do it against? I'm wrong. I don't know.
Anyone else?
Ken.
Earl Young.
That is correct.
Great job, Ken.
Wow.
I was
Ken.
worried no one was going to get
Good
that.
job.
That's a hard
What?
one.
Yeah.
Bonus points that don't count. What was his number?
1.
Good job.
Receivers of the mid 2000s for 8.
This LSU transfer caught 19 passes in 2006, but he dropped a key 2-point conversion that would have tied the game late in a loss to Rutgers.
Jamie.
Who is Amp Hill?
Correct.
I didn't get that first.
That's a painful memory for me.
I almost said Cedric Hill, which would have been a disaster.
Not
Warren
more
I-4,
of a disaster
600.
in that game.
Could have said Amp Lee too.
Yeah.
Warren I-4, 600.
100. In 2008, he caught the decisive touchdown pass in overtime that would give USF a 4-0 all-time lead in the series.
Jamie.
Who is Taurus Johnson?
Correct. And your lead is back up to 1,400.
Brian, is he
both-
your favorite player that no one gets any love from?
Who is my favorite player that no one gets any love?
Taurus Johnson.
Taurus is great.
Oh, I mean, I like
Taurus
Taurus Johnson, but I
Or is
my
it
favorite player
Dontavia?
is- Dontavia Bogan, yes, Dontavia Bogan, 100%. He saved that 2010 offense.
Yeah, he really did. Him and Lindsey Lamar
Yes.
really on
Yes.
offense. He was on special teams. Both in the NFL for 1,000.
All right. After Marquez Valdez-Scantling and Marlon Mack, he leads all USF alumni in NFL receiving yards with just 71.
Colin.
Who is Carlton Mitchell?
Incorrect. Good guess, though.
That was
Uh,
my guess.
Ken was next.
Oh, Deanna Johnson. I don't know.
That's correct.
Good
Great
shit,
job,
Ken.
Ken.
Well done. So
How sad for our skill position.
God, horrible.
I would have thought
So
it would have been
bad.
Andre Hall.
I'll take Marquis wins for 2.
blank on the catch, blank on the run. His huge reception against Pitt in 2001 helped seal a massive win for the Bulls.
Jamie.
Who is DeAndre Rubin?
Correct.
Big East Post 400. Let me lower my hand. Hang on.
All right. In these 2 seasons, the Bulls were undefeated until they met Pitt.
Jamie.
What is 2008 and 2011?
Correct. That 2011 game still haunts me.
I'm very
think-
sad Jamie didn't go hard on the D'Angelo Rubin. Like
What do you
super. D'Angelo Rubin. Sorry.
Oh,
I
didn't
love
remember
that. I love that from the PA.
Shout out Paul Porter. Bulls in the NFL 800.
His 5 career NFL starts, all in 2017 with the Patriots, are the most of any undrafted USF player.
Ken.
Eric Lee.
Correct. Well done.
Nice.
Now, we've got a battle here between Ken and Jamie.
Bulls in the NFL for 400.
This player, selected in the 2008 NFL Draft, is one of only 2 USF players to be selected to the Pro Bowl.
Jamie.
Who is Mike Jenkins?
Correct.
Warren I 400.
And give Vito a sec for the board. Warren I 400. In the famous 2017 game, he led the Bulls in receiving with 227 yards.
Jamie.
Who is Tyree McCants?
Yes, it was. That beautiful, beautiful man.
Yes, a lovely man. Marquis wins 400.
A classic game, but awfully sloppy. The Bulls committed 4 of the game's 10 turnovers in this marquee win.
Jamie.
Who is West Virginia 2007?
Correct.
I got to ring in faster. Is my internet okay?
That's the problem, Colin.
Yeah, it's totally it. It's completely the problem.
Big East Foes 200.
During their time in the Big East, the Bulls racked up more conference wins against this team than any other.
Jamie.
Who is Syracuse?
And it was not particularly close.
I think they only lost once to him? No, twice.
Yeah, once 2010, once 2012.
Yeah.
I remember that 2012 one.
That was awful. Receivers, mid-2000s, 400.
This NAIA transfer led the Bulls in both receiving and punt return yards in 2006.
Jamie.
This one is Who's Ian Randolph.
That is absolutely who is Ian Randolph.
War on I-4 for 2.
This year produced the biggest margin of victory in any War on I-4 game.
Colin.
What is 2007?
It is absolutely 2007.
Finally get one. I'm going to go with, let's try Bulls in the NFL for 200.
He is USF's highest NFL draft pick of all time.
Colin.
Who is Jason Pierre-Paul?
Correct, and you end on a high note there.
All right.
Great job, Colin.
We've got a
Grind
great
it back.
much better than our first one was. As we head into Double Jeopardy, we've
It's
got
just because I blew that
Whoa,
daily
whoa.
double.
Jamie in the lead with 6,000, Ken doing great with 4,000, and Colin's at negative 1,400, but 2 correct answers in a row. Got to like that momentum.
It can still happen.
Colin, how you feeling?
Not great, Bob. My click skills. This is where I lose. This is where I lose in real Jeopardy. This is like my click skills are terrible. I always think to process and then hit the button, and I need to hit the button and then think to process, which is what you're supposed to do, and I'm not doing that well.
Ken, you're right there in the mix. What are you thinking about this?
I am doing much better than I thought I would, so I'm feeling pretty good right now.
Kicking my ass.
And Jamie still got a 2,000-point lead. How do you feel going to Double Jeopardy?
Well, if I hadn't blown that daily double, I'd have a 9,000-point lead. So I think I'm still rolling pretty well, all things
You
considered.
cocky son of a bitch.
It'll click first on the answer that we all thought was right in Carlton Mitchell, then I would have,
That's true. That's a tough one.
that was a tough
All right.
break.
Okay.
All right. So we got our 5 categories here. We start with In the Rankings, all about USF and their time in the rankings. USF coaches, all about USF coaches. The Big Three. These questions will all revolve around games that USF has played against Florida State, Florida, or Miami. Thursday Night Blues, all about games that USF has played on Thursday night, most of which have not gone well. And finally, the 1AA days, about USF's time in college football's second division.
Can we call it the Big Four instead?
We absolutely cannot.
We cannot, Mr. McGillis.
All right, so Colin, third place, and you're in control of the board.
I will go with USF coaches for 2000.
All right, going big. Jeff Scott, before he got to Clemson, was a wide receivers coach at this school. All right, sounds like we got nobody on this one.
It's Jamie.
Was this immediate? Wait, was this immediate before he got to USF or further back?
No, before he got to Clemson.
Oh, well, you said before he went to USF. Because I was going to say Clemson because he was also coaching the wide receivers and being offensive coordinator.
Did I say before he got to USF?
Yes.
No, I heard
before he got to
I heard
I
before
thought he said
Clemson.
Clemson. I thought I heard
Yeah,
Clemson.
before we get to Clemson, yeah.
Then I misheard the question. Screw me. What is who is Wofford?
It is not Wofford.
Okay.
Actually, I think I know this. He's a Presbyterian.
That is correct.
Oh, I almost said Presbyterian. God damn it.
Good shit, Ken.
Was that you clocking in, Ken? Was that a?
Yeah, that was me.
Ken clocked in.
Fantastic. Wow, we got a new
Ken
leader.
All right.
All right,
Oh
Ken.
God, this is horrible. In the rankings for 800.
All right. In 2018, the Bulls were ranked, and this opponent was not, but the Bulls were 10-point underdogs in their game, and rightfully so.
Jamie.
Who is Houston?
Correct.
One double A for 1,200.
Double A for 1,200. In 2000, the Bulls beat this now FBS team, which was ranked number 1 in 1AA at the time.
Colin.
What is Troy?
Correct. And you are very close to out of the negatives.
I'll go USF coaches for 16.
16. All right. This former USF defensive coordinator coached both defensive ends and linebackers at Florida State under Willie Taggart.
Colin.
Who is Chuck Bresnahan?
It's not Chuck Bresnahan.
Is it me?
Wait,
who is
no.
that?
Was it Ken? I saw your hand. I didn't see it on my thing. Ken, did you raise your hand?
I did raise my hand.
Yeah, it was Ken.
Okay.
All right, Ray Woody.
It is not Raymond Woody.
Oh,
Really?
Oh, I got it wrong twice.
Former USF coordinator who coached linebackers and
All right. Sounds like no one else on this one. Jamie, you're not in on this one?
yeah, I'm not on this
He's
one.
got his hand up.
Well, I rang in thinking that it was Raymond Woody.
I think so far we have not. If someone has if someone rings in and has not, Vito, you can confirm this for me. But if someone rings in and elects not to answer, we have
Yeah,
not.
we haven't
Negative
hit him.
Okay, so Jamie, you're safe.
Okay.
The answer to that one was Mark Snyder.
Oh,
Oh. wow.
I think
I
the
lose
way,
16 then.
like if you have lockout buzzers and somebody says your answer, then you would obviously not ring it again.
All right, I think Ken,
That was
you're
a great
still
question.
on the board here.
That was a good one.
Good question.
All right, in the rankings for 1,200.
1,200. Apart from 2007, the Bulls were ranked highest, number 10, in this season.
Jamie.
But it's 2008.
Correct.
1AA for 800.
This was the score of USF's first ever football game?
Jamie.
What is 80-3?
That is absolutely correct.
What a score.
1 double A days for 16.
That is a daily double.
Ooh.
How much you want to put on?
I'm not sure on this one. Just do 2,000.
All right. USF's first game against a Division 1A or FBS team was against this team. It didn't go well as they lost 41-12.
Who is San Diego State?
Correct. 2,000 to you, and you've built yourself a nice lead.
All right. Let's do Thursday Night Blues for 12.
Oh, you have just gotten the other daily double.
Son of a- Jesus
Went 4 for
Christ.
4. Goodness. All right. How much you putting on it?
3,000.
All right. In this spooky Halloween game, a phantom offensive pass interference call stopped the Bulls from pulling an impressive road upset.
Who is Houston?
What year?
2013.
Correct. Well done.
And then they had a phantom. And then Willie argued about the call and got hit with an unsportsmanlike conduct.
That was unfortunate.
You had to say spooky.
Yes,
Yeah. So it
absolutely.
was a Halloween game. All right.
Got yourself a nice lead now with those 2 daily doubles.
I was walking around downtown with Samantha. We had just started dating. We were like 4 months in. God bless her for sticking with me through that 2013 season. Man. I was fucking miserable.
That was a rough one. Thursday night Blues for 16.
In this brutal Thursday night game, USF suffered their first regular season shutout in school history.
Jamie.
Who is Rutgers 2009.
Unfortunately, correct.
Didn't BJ get benched in that game, or did he get hurt?
I think he took about a 50-yard sack, which was called back for about 25 yards. It truly was about 50 yards, though. He just kept going backwards and they did not whistle.
USF coaches for 400. I need some confidence in this category.
He served as interim head coach after Charlie Strong was fired.
Jamie.
There was no interim head coach after Charlie was fired.
Yes, there was.
There was?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know.
Anyone else?
Next
I
is
got it.
Colin.
Who's Brian John Murray?
That is correct.
He didn't
Actually,
coach
Gene
a game.
Murray-
He didn't coach in a game, though. Does that really count as being an interim coach?
No, but he was announced the interim coach after
Yeah.
the season.
He
Yep.
took
That
over
always
recruiting
happens.
duties, which they did absolutely no recruiting in that time.
Yeah.
All right, Colin.
Let's go coaches for 12.
Coaches for 12. This is the number of losing seasons that Jim Levitt had in 13 years at USF.
Jamie.
What is 2?
Correct.
The first one in
04 and 97.
97, yeah. And that was only 5 and 6, I think. Thursday Night Blues for 2,000.
2000. Okay. The Bulls came into this Thursday night game undefeated and ranked. Unfortunately, this Pitt running back ran for over 200 yards on them and dashed their perfect season.
Colin.
Who is Shady McCoy?
Unfortunately, that was a different Pitt running back who dashed undefeated.
Jamie.
Graham.
Sorry, who is it?
Ray Graham?
Correct. Yes, 2000.
Oh God, I hate Ray Graham.
We've been
I hate him so much.
yeah, we've been subject to a lot of terrible performances against Pitt running backs throughout the years.
I
That
believe
was-
you
that was
said
the post-
like if there was one player that's killed, we were trying to figure out if one player that just killed USF throughout his career. You just said every Pitt running back.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
Pitt running back as
They're
a,
all of them.
yeah.
I think after that game was the post I wrote that didn't have any D's in it.
that was the
Yes.
post that made me sign up for Voodoo 5 at the time. That was
Oh my goodness.
because I still believed in that 2011 team. That was like still when like I expected USF to do good things for me, and so
2011 was the triumph of experience over hope.
yeah, that was just that game absolutely broke me.
Let me have in the rankings for 16.
All right. This was the last game USF played in which both teams were ranked in the AP poll.
Jamie.
What is UCF 2017?
Correct. And you have opened up a mammoth lead.
I'm not sure USF was ranked in both polls in that game.
They were not.
In the rankings 2000.
In 2017, USF was ranked in the AP poll for all but 1 week. A win over this team got them back in the rankings.
Ken.
Texas Tech.
Unfortunately, that is not the answer.
Colin.
What is UConn?
Correct. Well done.
Yes.
The big three for 2000.
All right. BJ Daniels threw 2 huge 70-plus yard passes against FSU in 2009. One was to Sterling Griffin, and one was to him.
Colin.
Oh, I thought it was who he threw it against. Who is 2009? Who's Carlton Mitchell?
Unfortunately, that is incorrect.
Derringen.
Jamie.
Who is Theo Wilson?
Correct. Nice one.
Thank you. I watched that game recently. That's why I remembered that.
He's a really fun Twitter and Instagram follow.
Theo Wilson.
Yeah.
Big three for 16.
He only caught 1 touchdown pass as a Bull, but he made it count. It was the opening touchdown against Florida in 2010.
Jamie.
Who is Andreas Shields?
Good guess, but no.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
No one else? All right. The answer is another tight end, Andrew Ketchel.
Ah,
Oh.
Hey, Ken, keep bringing it in and keep
No.
getting it wrong.
No.
Is it still my board?
It's still your board.
1 AA for 2000.
All right. Laugh about USF's ranking woes nowadays, but they finished ranked 22nd in Division I AA in this season.
Colin.
What is 2002?
Incorrect.
Jamie.
What is 1998?
Correct.
1 AA days. We were ranked at the end. We were 23rd at the end of the 2002 season. I'm the worst, and I just didn't remember the category. Fire Colin.
Hate to see it, Colin.
These are hard questions. I
4,
would never
16.
have guessed that in a million years.
It is now impossible for Colin to get out of the hole.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
I did the math.
2000's gone. 12, 20, 28, 36, 40, 44. No, it's 5,200 left on the board. Big three for 1,200.
Did it? That did it. Yeah.
3 for 1,200. He scored the game-winning touchdown against Miami in 2010.
Colin.
Oh, I can see his face. Bobby Eveld to the white kid. Oh God. Who's Verpale?
It's not correct.
There's a safety.
He didn't even play
I said white kid. I was just
And
like,
also,
who
it
the
was
white?
like 5 years before that.
I know.
Anyone else?
Derringen.
Can never go
Yes,
wrong with
Jamie,
Verpale.
Jamie
There were
Reagan.
2 of them.
Who's Demetrius Murray?
That is correct.
He
Either wrong.
actually scored a touchdown.
Okay.
I'll go
Big
wait.
three, 800.
Big 3, 800. The game didn't go well, but he had a career day with 3 touchdowns against Florida State in 2016.
Jamie.
Who's Dearness Johnson?
Correct.
Thursday Night Blues, 800.
After this Thursday night home loss, Charlie Strong infamously equivocated about his failure to use timeouts while down 10 points late.
Jamie.
Who is Temple? 2019.
Yes.
All right. Coaches for 8.
Coaches for 8. He coached at USF from 2006 to 2012 and recently just got his first permanent head coaching position at Howard.
Oh, man.
Was it me?
Yes, Ken.
Oh, Larry Scott.
Correct.
Big three for 400.
USF's first win against a member of the Big Three came against this opponent in this year.
Jamie.
Who is Florida State in 2009.
Correct.
Highest I've ever been to.
In the rankings for 4.
The Bulls first appeared in the top 25, not the BCS, but AP top 25 in 2007, following a win over this team.
Ken.
North Carolina.
It's incorrect.
Colin.
What is Auburn?
Correct.
Was it the LO?
Yeah. They got in during the bye week after that game.
Gotcha.
Right. 1 AA 400.
USF's first win over a Division 1A or FBS team came against this future conference foe.
Jamie.
Who's UConn? Who is Connecticut?
Yes.
Okay.
And
And the last clue is Thursday night blues.
this Thursday night game was a legendary senior night in which they almost lost to a 2-8 team.
Jamie.
Who's Tulsa 2017?
Correct. And with that, you have completed quite a performance here. Something out at 24,200. Ken, you're in second place with 2,800. So as long as you
Ken, don't bet anything.
Yeah, as long as you don't
$1.
Actually, it's fine. As long as you don't bet money you don't have, which I don't think is possible, you will be advancing to the championship.
Yes.
And Colin, I genuinely was impressed. I think you had on a couple, you had a quick trigger finger, and that was tough. But
I definitely could not have run worse, but that also doesn't mean that the best two players are not advancing because they are.
Man, I thought Will and Steve were bad.
I started firing. I started ringing in trying to
Yeah.
catch up, which is the right move, but also not.
To be fair, all the ones you got wrong because of the quick trigger fingers were the 2000s. So it's just
Yeah.
and
insurmountable.
we'll let you in a final with a max of 2,000 like we did for Stieg and
That works.
Yeah, what was
Will.
Nate's score? I just want to make sure I'm the top seed here.
It's like 27.
No, it was 25,800.
Oh wow.
Okay. All right.
So there is something to play for Jamie here.
Okay.
All right, so what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to give you the category for Final Jeopardy. Then you DM me on Slack your bet, and then I will leave you the clue, and you DM me your answer. So I will start with the category. It is.
Can we just chat you our answer and this, like to send it just to you?
If you do that, that also works. Yes.
Okay. I'll do that.
So the category is going to be famous backup quarterbacks. So I await your wagers.
Brian, do you want me to do the music?
Oh, please.
Here,
Absolutely.
Ryan, I'll help you out. I'm all in. Whatever I can bet, I'm all
All
in.
right. I love
2,000.
it. It's 2,000 for Colin.
2,000 units or both bucks?
Lost the lyrics to that, Steve.
No, it's he got it back because I made a mistake on the Final Jeopardy question. So he is permitted to play that song.
Lucky man.
All right.
All right, I have everybody's bet. The question is: Grant Gregory famously took a shot to the face and came out bloodied in this year's game against this opponent.
Oh, I know that one.
Message me your answers. All right, I've got everybody but Colin right now. So Colin, whenever.
Am I the last one? Everybody else is in?
Yes.
So
So feel free to just say your answer.
yeah, I'll go. I remember what we were talking about. I'm trying to think of who the quarterback was who replaced him because that'll help me.
I'd probably tell you that too, but I'm not going to.
Yeah. All right. I wave the white flag. This is my white flag. Congratulations on on Markwell. You failed me.
All right, yeah, it was 2,000. So we'll go to Ken next. Ken, you wagered $6. So, Ken, congratulations. You will be advanced to the championship.
That's all I wanted. I appreciate it.
And your answer was Syracuse 2008, which was extremely close, but unfortunately incorrect. And Jamie, you wagered $15,800.
Does this show up?
Lee Moly, you went in and you said Syracuse 2007, which is the correct answer.
Ah,
Congratulations.
good job.
You
Great
are
job,
our
Jamie.
number one seed heading into the championship. It will be Ken DeSales, Nathan Bond, and Jamie DeVrend all going head-to-head next week in Daily Stampede Final Jeopardy final round. Let's hear from our contestants today. Colin, I really was impressed with a lot of your answers on this. I know the scoreboard doesn't show it, but I think you showed a lot of heart and effort out there today.
Wow. Thanks, Skip.
He competed.
We really competed.
I knew I was up against a tough opponent. I at first tried to lay in the weeds and like not get dusted. And then when I realized they were going to run away with it, I had to like start moving all in or folding, which is the proper tournament strategy. However, I came up very short. Congratulations to my opponents. I do believe that when we put this together, I was asking for like some non-football, some volleyball, some basketball. That would have definitely, I think, helped me in the long run because the football seasons start to run together on me a little bit. Not that the basketball seasons don't. But congratulations to Jamie and Ken for their advancement. Flatten Nathan, please. Do it for the old guys.
I did hear Skip Holt said you were just 2 or 3 answers away from being.
Hey, just 2 or 3 answers away from being right there. If I had guessed one of those daily doubles at like the right time, let me tell you, we're right back in this thing.
That was kind of unfortunate that I found all 4 daily doubles.
Yeah, that was incredible.
There's a thing that you can plug in online that like shows you how often the people that hit the daily double win, and it's like obscene.
All right, Ken, you were right there in the running for most of it, and you certainly did well enough to advance to the final. So how are you feeling about that?
I'm very happy. Once I got to a certain point, I kind of realized I could just coast if I just don't screw it up too much, and I almost did, but I'm just glad I made it to next week, so excited about that. And
Jamie, what a performance, 40,000 fake dollars. How does it feel?
Thank you. That was by the way, the quarterback who replaced Grant Gregory, I think would have been Anthony Severino.
Thrower of the greatest touchdown pass in USF history.
Absolutely.
Hey, Jamie, can you credit that 40 grand to? Can you credit that 40 grand to what we owe Charlie Strong?
No, those are fake dollars. The ones that the Charlie are unfortunately real. This was kind of like the UCF 2007 game. It was close for a little while, and then I just started piling on touchdown after touchdown. Blatantly ran up the score at the end. Happy to move on to next week.
Congratulations, Anthony Severino. Well done.
Thank you.
Great to have everybody here. And we will catch you back next week for the final between Jamie, Nathan, and Ken. What a triumvirate that is.
This is fun.
All right.